Over the years, there are a few ideas that have become non-negotiable for us at Grace. Characteristics and traits that make up our church's unique personality. You could call it the DNA of our church. They've become so important to us because they actually grew out of who we are as a church. I've seen them lived out on our staff, our teams, across each campus every week. We call these ideas house rules, and they're a great way to understand what matters most to us. The house rules are not some far-off goal for us. They're not just aspirational. They're who Grace is right now and who we want to be committed to be always. One of those house rules is grace-centered truth. We challenge people to be their best, and we love them at their worst. What would it look like for the church to champion both grace and truth? You see, the problem with grace and truth in today's world is that we have a tendency to break them apart. We have truth people on the one side and grace people on the other side. But listen, I want you to imagine a friend comes to you in the aftermath of a major moral failure. They've really screwed up in their life. They've broken something big in their world. Their life's torn apart. They've lost everything because of their sin. So let me ask you a question. How would you respond in that circumstance? Some of us are grace people. Grace says, I love you, you're at the lowest point in your life, I'm gonna be here with you. These are really the people that you want to have around you in moments like this. It's beautiful. We absolutely need grace. But if we stop there and we don't give people the truth, we can leave them stuck in a spiritual cul-de-sac of doing the same things over and over again. We leave them in their brokenness with no direction out of sin, and that's not good for them. It's not helpful. On the other hand, if you're a truth person, when someone sins, your instinct is to take the truth and bam, hit them over the head with it like a bat. And we've all been there. We've experienced people who've done that to us, and it's no good. It doesn't help us, and at the end, it just doesn't work. So let me ask you something. How many of us sin because we don't know it's wrong? Because we think to ourselves, this is a really great idea. Honestly, nobody really does that. You know the difference between right and wrong in most circumstances. You see, we don't need truth that tells us what we already know, or truth that condemns us, because that's not helpful. We need truth that brings life to us, that gives us hope, transformation. You see, there are churches that lean more toward grace or truth, and if you've been in a church that favors one to the detriment of the other, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You see, that's not who we are at Grace Church. At Grace, we're gonna love you exactly where you are. We're gonna cry with you if necessary, provide care and counseling for you. We're gonna come alongside you. But honestly, we're not gonna leave you in your sin and brokenness. We're gonna point you to a more beautiful story. And at Grace, we believe that more beautiful story is the gospel.